Welcome guys, so we'll look into a very good set of data interpretation. I hope you people have attempted it. If not, the link of the question is there in the description section. Attempt it and then watch this video solution. Now let's start. An exam has 3 sections, section 1, 2 and section 3. Each section has exactly 20 questions. Now for each question in section 1, 3 marks are awarded for every correct answer while 1 mark is deducted for every wrong answer. So you can write as plus 3 minus 1. Similarly, for section 2, it is plus 6 minus 2. Similarly, for section 3, what it is given is that plus 2 minus 1. Right? Now, what is further given is that in any section, no marks will be awarded or deducted if the questions are left unattempted. Exactly 3 students, Amit, Bob and Chatur, attempted the exam and each student attempted all the questions in the exam. So, this is very important. Each student attempted all the questions in the exam. Further, the total marks obtained by any student in any sections were positive. Okay. The following bar chart provides the marks scored by each student in each section as a percentage of the total marks scored by the student, rounded off to 2 decimal places. So let's see what is there in the bar chart. So for Amit, if Amit is scoring total marks, 1/3 of the marks is in section 1. So what I missed is that blue color is for section 1, orange is for section 2 and gray is for section 3. So if we're just focusing on Amit, 1/3 of the marks would be on section 1, 2/5 of the marks would be on section 2, and what is remaining is 1 minus 1 by 3. So 2 by 3, 2 by 3 minus 2 by 5. So that would be 4 by 15, right? So 4 by 15 would be the marks in section 3. So what would be the total marks that I can take for Amit? So let's suppose I'm taking the total marks by Amit as 15A. Now why am I taking 15? Because in order to remove the fractions and the decimals, you can see the highest or the LCM of the decimals in these fraction is 15. So in section 1, Amit would be scoring 1/3 of the marks, that is 5A. 40% of it, that would be 6A, and remaining, that is 4A in section 3. Similarly, we can do it for Bob. This is 1 by 5, this is 2 by 3, and this is half of this, so this would be 2 by 15. So again, for Bob, I can take that total marks scored by Bob is 15B, and marks scored by Bob in section 1 would be 1/5 of it, that is, and the marks scored by Bob in section 2 would be 10A. Sorry, not A, let it be in, it would be in B, not A. So 3B, 10B and 2B. Hope this is clear. Similarly for Chatur, now for Chatur I do not need any fraction. So the total marks for Chatur is 100C. So this would be 12C, 72C and 16C. So this is what we can infer from the graph. Or what further we have to find? If we look into question, we have to find the marks that each of the student gets in each of the section. Fine. So let's see that. Let's suppose Amit makes A question wrong in section 1, B question wrong in section 2 and C question wrong in section 3. So let's suppose if we are just focusing on Amit, so what would be the total marks scored by Amit in section 1? It would be 20 into 3, that is 60, minus, and what is the effective mark loss if Amit makes 1 question wrong? 3 marks for making it wrong and minus 1 as penalty. So total marks for Amit in section 1 would be 60 minus A. Similarly, in section 2, it would be 120 minus 8B, because 6 marks for losing that question or making it wrong and minus 2 as penalty. So this is for section 1, this is for section 2, and similarly, it would be 40 minus 3C for section 3. That's all we can find. Now, can we find something else? Yes, because we have 3 variables as of now. And can you find the ratio of marks in each of the section? What I mean to say is that the ratio of the marks of Amit in section 1 to section 2 would be 60 minus 4A upon 120 minus 8B. That is, what is this ratio? This ratio is nothing but 5 by 6, right? Now, by using this equation or this relation, I'll get an equation of A and B. Similarly, I can find the relation or the ratio of section 2 and section 3. I'll get an equation of B and C. And similarly, if I use the ratio of section 1 and section 3, I'll get a ratio of A and C, or I'll get a relation of A and C. So 3 equations and 3 variables will be easily able to find the value of A, B and C. So let's see that. What would be my second equation? My second equation would be 120 minus 8B, that Amit's score in section 2, and 40 minus 3C. What is this ratio? This ratio is nothing but 3:2. What would be my third equation? This would be 40 minus 3C upon 60 minus 4A. This would give as 4 by 5. This would give as 4 by 5. Now let's find the equation. So we have 3 equations and 3 variables. We can easily find the value of A, B, C. Now if we find the value of A, B, C, we are eventually finding the marks scored by Amit in each of the sections and the overall marks. Now solving 3 equations, 3 variables may take a lot of time. Another method would be to use integral solution approach. Now what is it? The simplest equation that I can see over here is this equation. Now what are the possible integral solution of it? Let's see the possible A, B pair of it. Now, the first solution that would be that B equals to 6 and A equals to 0. Now if I know the first possible equation or the possible solution, I can find the further solution of it. Now what would it be? B would increase by 3, A would increase by 5. So this would be 5 and this would be 9. Another would be 12 and this would be 10. Another would be 15, this would be 15. Another would be 18 and this would be 20. Now these are the all 5 solutions. Now let's see for each of the pair, for which value do we get the integral value of C. Now if I take B equals to 6, so 16, 6 are 96, and if I do it like this, so this will give me a negative value of C. So this pair will definitely not work, or I can eliminate this possible solution. Now what if I take B equals to 9? Now if I take B equals to 9, this is 144, 120, so 24, 9C equals to 24, so not possible. I'm not getting an integral value of C. So this has to be eliminated. Why need an integral value of C? Very simple, because number of quotient headed wrong in section 3 will always be integral. Similarly, let's take value of B equals to 12. Now if I take value of B equals to 12, this would be 16 into 12, that is 192. And if I subtract 120, that would be 72. And 9C equals to 22, I'm getting value of C equals to 8. Now wait, let's try to cross check this and if I'm getting this equation right or not. So value of A is 10. So 16 into 10 is 160, 15 into 8 is 120, and that is fine. So this possible solution is the only solution, because we will not have multiple solution, because 3 equations, 3 variable will get exact solution. So using this, I got value of A equals to 10, B equals to 12, C equals to 8. So correspondingly, I can write value of A, B, C as 10, 12 and 8. Now using the same approach, I can find the value of A, B, C, a small A, B, C for Bob and for Chatur. Let's do that. Now similarly for Bob, if this is A, B and C, this ratio would remain same. And what would be the value of this ratio? This would be 3 by 10. Over here it would be 10 by 2, that is 5. Over here it would be 2 by 3. Now again 3 equations, 3 variable. Let's try to find the equation, or let's make the equation. So again we'll get 3 equations. Now the simplest equation is this. Rather than solving 3 equations, 3 variable, let's try to approach it using integral solution. So 9C equals to 8A, very simple. So A, C ka combination that we get, or will get, that C would be multiple, or I can say that A would be a multiple of 9 and C would be a multiple of 8. What I mean to say that the value of, or the first solution would be value of A equals to 9 and C equals to 8. Another would be just multiplied by 2, that is 18 and 16. Now we cannot go it further, because that will exceed the value of A and C to further to 20, more than 20. So these are the only possible solution. So let's cross check value of A and C. So if I put the value of C, if I take this pair, value of C equals to 8, am I getting an integral value of b or not, and I can cross check over there in this equation. So if value of c equals to 8, so this means that this is 120 and 80, so 40, b value of b that I'm getting is 5. Value of b equals to 5, value of a equals to 9. So this is making it to 30. So perfectly fine. So this would be the only possible solution. We cannot have multiple solutions because 3 equations, 3 variable, only one solution. So 9, 5 and 8. Similarly, we can find the value of a, b, c for Chatur. Now for Chatur, the ratio of the marks for section 1 and section 2 is nothing but 1 by 6. Over here for 2, and this would be 9 by 2. Okay. And over here it would be 4 by 3. 4 by 3. So again 3 equations, 3 variables. Let's do that. So again we got 3 equations, 3 variables. Let's try to solve it using integral solution. So this is the simplest equation. So let's try to find the possible pair of a and b. So value of a equals to 10, b equals to 0. Value of a 11, value of b would be 3, value of a equals to 12, value of b would be 6, value of a equals to 13, value of b would equals to 9, 14, 12 and so on till value of b equals to 18, right? Because it is moving in multiples of 3. Now we'll have to cross check because we'll have to many cases. So let's start with our first equation, that b equals to 0. When I put b equals to 0, 27c equals to 120, I'm not getting integral solution. So let's cross it. Value of b equals to 3. So this makes it to 16 3s are 48. 120 plus 48 is 168. And again 27c equals to 168. I'm not getting integral solution for c. So let's cross check this. Cross it. So now value of b equals to 6. When I put value of b equals to 6, this is nothing but 96. 16c is a 96. So 27c equals to 216. 27c equals to 216. I get integral value of c. This is 216. I get integral value of c equals to 8. Now let's cross check this value over here. Now value of a was 12 because I'm cross checking this solution, right? Value of a equals to 12. So 16 into 12 is 192, 9 into 8 is 72, and that equals to 120. So this is my solution. So A, B, 12, 6 and 8. 12, 6 and 8. Now I can answer all the question because I know everything, each of the things. Now let's see the first question. What is the minimum number of questions attempted correctly by any of the 3 students? So minimum number of correct questions would be the maximum number of incorrect questions, and the maximum value is over here, right? If I sum this up, maximum value is over here. So 12 plus 8 is 20 and then 30. So 30 incorrect, so 30 would be correct because total questions would be 60. Who has scored maximum marks in section 1? Who will score the maximum marks in section 1? The one who makes the less mistakes. So that is Bob. Now question 3 is very simple, just the basic equation or calculation that you need to do. Answer to this is 3.16. Now question number 4, what are the minimum marks scored by any student in section 2? So section 2 mein which will be having the minimum marks? The one which will be making the most mistakes, and that is A, Amit. He'll be making 12 mistakes. So total marks in section 2 would be 120 minus 12 into 8, right? So this is 120, 96, 24. So this is the correct answer. So hope this is clear. Rather than solving 3 equations, 3 variables, you could have approached it using integral solutions. Thank you.